Hello students, today's topic is a theory from evolution, that is theory from origin of your life. That is theory is your Oparin and Haldane theory. You know many theories put forwarded by many scientists to prove the origin of your life. From these theories, here is a theory, it's a mostly accepted theory. This is Oparin and Haldane theory. This theory is put forwarded by two scientists. One is Oparin, another is your Haldane. A.I. Oparin and J.B.S. Haldane. Oparin was a Russian scientist and Haldane is an English scientist. Both have put forwarded a theory. This is Oparin and Haldane theory. This theory is also called your modern theory of evolution. This is also called modern theory of evolution and is also called your chemogeny or chemical evolution. Chemical evolution. This theory has very lots of names, and you all know in this present day, Earth is the only planet where the life is possible. This is the only planet, this is Earth, has the life all over the universe. Other than Earth, excluding Earth, there is no planet having life. So, how the life originates in the Earth's surface? This is the origin of the life. To prove this origin of life, how the life origin, why the life origin, there are many theories. You know, no one knows the whole script or no one knows all the theories regarding to the origin of your life. So, to prove this origin of life, many scientists give many theories. So, Oparin and Haldane theory or modern theory of evolution or chemogeny or chemical evolution is the mostly accepted theory which gives a theory towards origin of your life. So, what is chemical evolution? Chemical evolution. You know what is evolution? Evolution is the rolling on of a life. This is rolling a ball from one point to another point. All over the life. The rolling of a life. Okay. From a pre-existing material to produce a new product. Okay. There is some new product which will produce by some old products. Okay. This is evolution by adapting the favorable environment. All the type of environment going in that time. Okay, from a pre-existing materials, we just form a new type of material, a new type of product by adapting the environment. It's called your evolution. What is chemical evolution? Chemical evolution is the formation of a new chemical products from the pre-existing chemical materials. You know what is evolution? By this evolution, we can define the chemical evolution. We produce a new chemical product from a pre-existing chemical materials. This is your chemical evolution. So, what we will study under this theory, under your chemical evolution? No, I'm told you in my previous video, COA surveys, your cellular version of your life, cellular version or cellular living cellular form just found from non-living forms. Okay, in the process of abiogenesis. From abiogenesis, your biogenesis occurs. That means from the non-living parts, your living parts are found. So here, we will found the organic materials or the living forms by the chemical evolution from the chemical process or from a chemical material. So this chemical materials or chemical evolution undergoes your abiogenesis process. Okay. So in this chemical evolution, we will study how organic molecules, both micromolecules and macromolecules, how they produce from inorganic molecules or inorganic compounds. Before starting that, I'm just telling you, in that time when Earth has no life, okay, when just it started introducing itself, Earth, there was an environment, the atmosphere, which is in reducing mode. So there was a reducing atmosphere found in that time. That's why there is no free oxygen. Oxygens are found in a combined form, that like your water vapors, carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, but no free oxygens are found at that time. So there is no free oxygens found. Oxygen found in that time. And that time there are few gases like methane, ammonia, water vapors, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. There are some few gases which are just produced, and from that gases, from methane, ammonia and water vapors, these three types of gases, all the organic micromolecules and macromolecules are produced by using these three gases. So the inorganic micromolecules or inorganic compounds, let's see how they started to produce new products. First step is your formation of the inorganic micromolecules. So first your inorganic micromolecules. Under these inorganic micromolecules, you know the macromolecules are only found, these are hydrogen, nitrogen, your carbon and phosphate. These are hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon and your phosphate. And using these four types of macromolecules, inorganic macromolecules, your inorganic compounds are produced. These are methane, ammonia, your water vapors, then carbon monoxide and your carbon dioxide, etc. These are the inorganic micromolecules or inorganic compounds found at that time. So from these inorganic micromolecules, your organic micromolecules and organic macromolecules are produced. How they produce? To produce something new product, or to found or bring back to found something raw materials of a product, we just need energy by fission or fusion. So to produce something new, we need energy. Okay, and that time the main sources of energy was the sunlight, which is giving the temperature. Your temperature, then your lightning, radioactive effects and volcanic eruptions. These are the main sources which giving energy. So by utilizing these energies, these microorganic micromolecules react each other and combine each other to produce organic micromolecules. Okay, second phase is your organic micromolecules. Organic micromolecules. So inside this, under this organic micromolecules, we will found your monosaccharides, under this monosaccharide your ribose will found and glucose. Then your fatty acids, and glycerols, then your amino acids and nitrogenous bases. These are the organic micromolecules. Okay, here the monosaccharides, your fatty acids, glycerols, your amino acids and your nitrogenous bases. So here the nitrogenous bases, we all know the nitrogenous bases, that is purine and your pyrimidine. Okay, and we know 5 types of nitrogenous bases: adenine, guanine, thiamine, cytosine and your uracil. So here only 4 types of nitrogenous bases found, excluding thiamine. Thiamine is not produced here. Here the found adenine, guanine, cytosine and uracil. Because why thymine is not produced? Why uracil is produced? Because the first genetic material and first nucleic acid is your RNA, and RNA requires uracil, not thymine. So uracil is the component of your RNA. So here only uracil found in place of your thymine. But thymine is the modified form of your uracil. After the formation of RNA, your DNA is produced. So after uracil formation, then your thymine produced. So these are the organic macromolecules. From these organic macromolecules, your organic macromolecules are produced. Then we found our organic macromolecules. So in this phase, organic macromolecules phase, there are waters found inside them. They contain waters. Okay, because the two vapors, water vapors, they got condensed and come to them in the form of rain. So in that time, in the case where the organic macromolecules produce, heavy rainfall occurs. Okay, due to heavy rainfall, they come under to a aqueous environment. I just told you the coarser beds. In coarser beds, it is also found in aqueous environment. So these organic macromolecules are also found in a aqueous environment, and these are come under to a aqueous medium. So these are come under to aqueous medium because of heavy rainfall and heavy water. So this is also by scientists, this was named as a hot soup, hot dilute soup or hot broth. Why this? Because the temperature is too high and these are found in a aqueous medium. It's also called a hot broth and prebiotic soup. Okay, so let them go. Then talk about organic macromolecules, how they produce. These organic macromolecules combine together to produce the organic macromolecules. How the monosaccharides combine together, they produce polysaccharides. These monosaccharides combine to produce polysaccharides. Then fatty acid and glycerol, they combine to produce lipids. Then amino acids form proteins. The nitrogenous bases and your ribose sugar, they produce your nucleosides. Then nitrogenous base, your ribose sugar, and here I told you phosphorus also formed. So using this phosphate, the nucleotides are produced. Nucleotides are also formed. And from this nucleotide got polymerized, they produce your nucleic acid. And the first nucleic acid is your RNA. By using the nitrogenous base, that is uracil. So these are the organic macromolecules, and this is the chemical evolution. So from the inorganic macromolecules, we found organic macromolecules. From that organic macromolecules, we found organic macromolecules. This is all about your chemical evolution. And this chemical evolution or Oparin and Haldane theory is mostly accepted all over the universe because it is already experimented. It's an experimented theory. You know Urey and Miller's experiment. In this experiment, they also proved that chemical evolution, and they just proved that from the inorganic macromolecules, organic macromolecules are produced. Okay, this all about your Haldane and Oparin theory. Hope you all like this video. Thank you.